Hi friends, this is Devansh Lakhani from Lakhani Financial Services. Ryan Holmes, the co-founder of Hootsuite, has said, when in doubt, you bootstrap. Using your own personal resources is the easiest way to start your own business. Do you know, guys, that there are multiple businesses which bootstrap to start their own startup or to start their business? In fact, 9 out of 10 startups, they bootstrap their own startup in the initial stage when they have no external support. There are multiple great companies, in India from the startup ecosystem, like example Zoho, Grabon, Quack, and many more companies and startups which are actually bootstrapped initially, build a sustainable, a profitable business model, and with a very, very strong, economic viability attached to it, and has grown, from that particular bootstrap model. So the main question arises that what is bootstrapping of a startup? Before I actually delve into it further, I would request you all to subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell, and wait for all our content on startups, on angel investing, on businesses, on entrepreneurship, and we'll make sure we come out with the best content. So let's get to the main question, guys. What is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping basically means when you start your business by deploying your own resources without going to any external kind of financing by way of equity, seed funding, angel investment, or loans. Bootstrapping essentially means when you start your own business with your own resources and deploy the profits also, reinvest those profits back into that business. This is basically the meaning of bootstrapping. What happens is this will generally last you for till the time that you actually run out of cash, or you want to take more cash from external sources to actually grow your business to the next leg of growth, right? This is where basically the essence of business plan is very, very important. Why we always advise any of the startups to actually prepare a very, very good business plan. So what I've done is we're going to come out with some new kind of programs for startups to prepare business plans. So I'm putting a link below. I would request you all young entrepreneurs or startups watching this video, submit the form below, and our team will get in touch with you so that you get access to the best possible business plan preparation programs, and a lot of freebies attached to it, how actually we raise funds by making use of those very, very well made business plans. The main goal of bootstrapping is to essentially let the founder understand that where his product stands in the market, whether the customers are actually liking the product and the service, whether they are willing to pay a certain amount for his product or service, is the essence of bootstrapping. When you deploy your own money, you will find out about all these things, make mistakes, make the changes, learn from those mistakes, and build a very, very solid business model before you actually go for external round of funding from some other kind of investors from the outside. A very, very good example of a successful bootstrap startup, which obviously raised rounds in the later stages of its existence, is Zoho, which is the CRM software platform. They were bootstrapped, and they were profitably bootstrapped for the initial 5 to 6 years of its existence, which was started by Mr. Sridhar Vembu, and they were profitable, they were sustainable, they were economically viable while they were bootstrapped. And obviously, to take on to the next round of growth, they raised some external funding. But today, as on today, also they are not like the other big names that we heard in the startup space, and they are earning very, very strong revenues and very, very strong profits. So let us talk about the pros and cons of bootstrapping. First, we shall discuss about the advantages of bootstrapping. The number one advantage of bootstrapping is that you don't have to give up your equity at a very early stage of your company. What happens is, if that you take angel investments or seed funding from some external investors, you will have to give up a certain equity stake. If you take some kind of a personal loan or loan against property or something to start your own business, you will always have that burden to pay a certain monthly amount, which is not very, very good state to be in when you initially kickstart your business. What happens with bootstrapping is that you are your own decision maker. you are using your own funds, so you will always understand, what decisions to take, and how to run your business. So this is the biggest advantage of bootstrapping. You are your own boss, and you don't have to give up any initial equity in the company. Always have your eyes on your money, and you will not spend it unnecessarily, which by the way happens with most of the startups, and there have been instances of many of the startups going bust even after raising successfully 2 or 3 rounds of funding. This is because obviously it's not their own capital, so the way of spending, the spending habits, the expenditure habits obviously goes for a toss. But when you are bootstrapped and when you have your own money, when you've deployed your own capital, your own resources, I'm sure you will be very, very wise in taking decisions, in taking spending decisions and investment decisions for your business, and you're going to do it very, very calculatively. So that's another advantage of bootstrapping, that your resources are limited and your way of spending your money becomes very, very informed and very, very decisive. Another very important advantage of bootstrapping is that for every founder, your idea gets validated. What happens is when you have used your own resources, you'll go out in the market in a very, very informed decision, spend wisely, and understand from the marketplace what your product feedback or your review has been from the customers. Are your customers willing to pay you your fees, or the price tag that you're actually charging them? What are the changes that the marketplace is asking you to make? Any feedback from the customer that you need to actually incorporate in your product or your service before you make this a very, very full-fledged kind of a business and take it to the next level of growth? So that's a very, very big advantage, which probably many of the founders underestimate this kind of an advantage. But trust me guys, it's really important to gauge that initial understanding from the customers by deploying your own resources. Let us come to the disadvantages or the cons of bootstrapping. The first big disadvantage of bootstrapping is that obviously if you are going slow, you're going with your own resources, you'll not be able to scale immediately. What I mean by that is that when you have your own resources which are limited, you'll not be able to invest in places where you want to take your business at another level and take that step 2, step 3 forward. So people or founders who are chasing scalability rather than trying and testing the business first and then growing slowly, bootstrapping just alone would probably not suffice for you. You will have to definitely take some kind of external funding also, because what happens in bootstrapping is that when you have started your business, making some revenue, making some profits, you'll have to reinvest those profits in your business again, back into your business, so that you can grow again. So this will take some time to go to the next stage or the next level where you can grow then massively. Another big disadvantage of bootstrapping is that if you are a startup which is cash burning from day one and is not making profits from day one on every unit that it sells, then that becomes a major concern, because you are just burning cash from day one and at the same time you are having no profits to actually reinvest into your business. So this becomes a really big mess for you and your startup, that it would create very, very difficult situations which would either lead to closure of your business, or it would lead you to desperately raise funding from some outside investors, which would probably help you to survive. But a very, very important thing is that even if you do raise external capital and survive for that time being, maybe 7-8 months or something, the idea will be to sit down, crack your head on your business plan and turn your unit economics very positive and strong, so that from that round of funding through the later stages of your business, you always remain profitable on a unit economic basis, have strong margins, have strong returns, etc. That is the crux, even if you are not bootstrapping. Like this, there are many other advantages and disadvantages of bootstrapping a startup, which probably I have not covered here, but I would love to hear from you guys. What do you all think about the advantages and disadvantages of bootstrapping a startup? I would also want to hear from you guys and see from you guys What do you think, whether bootstrapping a startup is good or whether to go for external funding is a better option? I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Please do comment, share your views, and it would really help us expand our knowledge. If you have liked this video, I would urge you all to click on the like button below, to click on the subscription button below and the notification bell, so that whenever we come up with such good contents on startup, on angel investing, business and entrepreneurship, you are the first one to see it and you really enjoy it. Thanks a lot.